Meeting will come to order. This is a meeting of the Lakeville Conservation Commission. Today is January 9th, and I'd like the members of the commission to identify
Hello,
themselves.
we're starting. Sorry,
We
Bob.
could start with you, Nancy.
Nancy Yates.
Joseph Chamberlain, Mark Knox,
Bob Bouchard, Chairman.
Joshua Faraday. And just for the record, is anybody else besides LakeCAM recording this? Being that nobody answered? Good to go,
We're
boss.
free to start, huh?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on then. First item on the agenda is 310 Kenneth Welch Drive. This is a notice of intent by Goddard Consulting for the increase in parking and wetlands replication. However, this is being continued as it was last time by the request.
They said to the next meeting, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
The 23rd.
Is that what it is? So
Seven.
I make a motion to continue the 310 Kenneth Welch Drive notice of intent and public hearing until January 23rd at 7 PM.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Very good. Next, Wade's getting familiar. Number 9 Cross Street, another notice of intent, this time by Zenith Consultants, our engineers, for a new single-family dwelling. This was also continued and was requested by the owner to,
Nope, I think you're gonna talk about the styles?
Yes, I just wanted to address the commission on it real quick, just to kind of give you an update. At the last meeting, I believe it was sent out, some quotes, and I believe that came back. We have since, it's been reviewed by an engineer, Prime Engineering, for the crossing itself, and they agreed with the design as proposed. However, from what I understand, the botanist has not gotten out there to review the wetland line at this point. So we are asking for a continuance, but I just wanted to let you know where we stood, that at least there's one step in the process that, that we've moved forward with, but other than that, we're kind of waiting to hear from your review consultant before we move forward with the final decision. So I just wanted you to be aware of that.
Next meeting?
I would say let's go for the next meeting, and hopefully we
Worst case, you continue
we
again.
can continue that. Then I'd hate to pass it on, twice, a month or what have you. And
Mr. Chair, you good with me making a motion on that?
go right ahead.
Make a motion to continue the 9 Cross Street notice of intent public hearing until January 23rd at 7 PM.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
thank you.
All right. Next, 3 Hickory Lane. This is an ANRAD, a little different, by Outback Engineering. And this was also continued. Do we have a representative here?
How you doing?
Good, you?
Jason Youngquist from Outback Engineering. This is a continued hearing to have the wetland line and top of bank dam stream approved. The last hearing, I think, Mr. Bouchard, I think you were gonna walk the wetlands with Greg Drake from our
Yes,
office.
we
and
had
take
it.
a look at those.
We had it,
As far as I was understood, that there was no really questions or comments or concerns on the flags as they were.
no, I didn't see anything that needed to be changed, and I was satisfied with everything that we ran into.
I think at the last hearing, we presented the stream stats report calculations that shows that that's an intermittent stream. Doesn't meet the criteria for a perennial stream.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
So I wasn't
We'll
sure.
go check that tomorrow after the rain, and see what's happening.
Right now, the street's a stream, or a river right now,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
need a canoe to get home.
I was gonna stay, never mind, tomorrow, tonight.
So I didn't know if the commission had any other questions or anything.
I still have briars stuck in my arms from, that was a rough sight.
I remember when we did the other side, it was the same thing. It was just thick as could be in there. It had all been cleared at one point in time and just
Yeah.
grew back down.
It came back with a
If you
vengeance.
tried to grow briars, you couldn't.
Couldn't do
They
it as good.
Pop up so quick. And then this time of year, they're green this time of year.
Yeah. It seemed to wanna
Nancy,
go
are you
where our
drafting a
survey needs to
motion?
go to.
Yeah,
ORAD?
yeah.
Okay.
Make a motion, haven't done one in a long time. Close the hearing. Make a motion to close the hearing and issue and ORAD for 192,908. Oh, yep, that's it, 192,908.
Yeah.
For 3 Hickory Lane.
Say again,
3 Hickory Lane.
3 Hickory Lane.
Okay. We have, did that it? Okay, we have a motion.
I'll second that
And a
motion.
second. Do we need any discussion? I didn't think so. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Very good.
Sounds good. Thank
Good
you
to go.
very much.
Thank you.
Drive safely on your way home tonight.
You as well.
You'll probably stay here overnight. They've got some beds, I understand.
Yeah. They're open 24/7.
All right. Caught up. Next is 8 Oak Street. This is a notice of intent for the construction, for an on-site system. And I'm gonna read the, legal notice. Pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, Wetlands Protection Act, Lakeville Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on January 9th, 2024, I corrected it, at 7 PM at the Lakeville Police Station, 323 Bedford Street, on a notice of intent. The applicant, William E. Melendez, is proposing the repair of a subsurface sewage disposal system. Project is located at 8 Oak Street, Lakeville. Good evening.
Anybody here to represent
Do we have anyone here? Is that-
8 Oak Street?
All the abutters have been notified. I went through the list
Can I ask a
to the
question
chairman
Go
now.
right ahead.
of Mark?
Oh,
Well, through you, Mr. Chairman. How come the pump basin is on one side of the house and the bottomless sand filter's on the other?
You're asking me?
Well,
Thought the engineer was gonna explain that.
oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say,
I mean, is that odd, or am I?
no, I'm gonna say that probably has the room, a well radius.
Small lot.
Yeah, it's narrow, small lot. Could have to do with pitch. The lot looks pretty well pitched.
But it doesn't look like is that the pipe? Maybe it's just so small I can't see it, so that's the pipe going around the house to get there.
The
Okay.
pipe, as we look at the plan,
Yeah, on the
the
left-hand side,
pipe comes up the left-hand side, so
okay,
what happens is it comes out of the house and is gravity fed to the tank that's on the down gradient or pond side of the house. And
Yep.
rather than put the leaching field down gradient or closer to the pond, I'm sure that the engineer said, let's pump that uphill so that it's outside the buffer zone.
okay,
So the leaching field is up by the street, 50 feet from the road. Makes the requirement 11 feet from the lot line, because 10 feet's the minimum.
it's not outside the buffer zone, but it's
Well-
close enough, right? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because
I
if you
didn't
look,
see
he
that pipe.
shows a well radius on the other side.
Yep,
The circle swings in, so he couldn't put the leaching field within the well radius. So
okay,
they opted to pump it uphill.
Did the rep for this, not get notified or something, or what's, how come we don't have anyone here for this?
They show a straw wattle line along the whole trench, right up to where the new leaching field will be and across the lot. Below where the septic tank and the pump will go in. I think they've protected all of the excavation with their siltation. I mean, it's a septic upgrade. We do see these all the time. I would think we could probably make a approval contingent upon maybe him having a brief discussion with the engineer, and put whatever conditions, because it is a notice of intent on it.
well,
Be nice to have a look at.
well, it'd be nice to know what if it's been through the Board of Health.
Would that be anywhere in this filing? Not really.
Yeah. So I like the idea of,
Yep, yeah, I
Closing
wasn't
it
even
with
thinking
the-
of the Board of Health, so definitely want that inter-communication between
I
boards.
can't remember the last time we haven't had someone show up.
once in a while.
Well, the plan could change if if
Yeah.
the Board of Health agent,
To
you
be
know,
honest, I didn't talk to him about it. I usually do, but in between
he's
the
out.
snow, I know, he's
for a
out.
couple of weeks,
Who's out, Ed?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, that said, I think it would be fair, even though the applicant hasn't requested,
Mm-hmm.
to continue this until January 23rd at 7 PM.
I agree.
So, I will make a motion to have the agent notify the applicant of our action, and we will move to continue this public hearing until January 23rd at 7 PM for 8
Second.
Oak Street.
We have a
Second.
motion and a second. All those in favor?
aye.
Aye. See,
And Bob, you're gonna hang on to the butters notices, to go with the
That go with it, yes.
keeper file, okay?
thanks,
Certificate of compliance. You look at that, Mr. Chair, did you go out and
Yes,
peek?
it's been,
it's an old,
completed for a long time.
I was gonna say 296, that's a long time
This is a
ago.
long time ago.
It's in great shape. It looks like it was built yesterday. And I didn't see anything, outstanding, so I recommend we approve it.
I make a motion to issue a certificate of compliance for 3 Trappers Path, SE 192-296.
Okay. Do we have a motion? Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion? No? This is an easy one. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. We all caught up, everybody?
Yes, we're all caught up.
Okay. I thought
Yep.
Nancy was still.
Sorry, yeah.
No, that's all right.
I'm just trying to find.
All right,
this
next,
one.
2 Bedford Street, notice of intent. This is also a new submittal by Zenith. And I see someone is here, and I will read the notice. If I can always flip those up. According to the provisions of Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 4, of the Wetlands Protection Act, there will be a hearing on a notice of intent submitted by Twin Brothers LLC for construction of 3 buildings, a portion of a parking lot and a detention basin within 100 feet of a bordering vegetated wetland. Location of the project is 2 Bedford Street, Lakeville, map 24, block 8, lots 1 and 2. Public hearing will be held on Tuesday, January 9th, 2024, at 7 PM, the Lakeville Police Station. Good evening.
Good evening. For the record, Niall Zager from Zenith. So the property you see before you is 2 Bedford Street, map 24, block 8, lots 1 and 2. The property is approximately 2.04 acres in size. The wetlands are located to the north, actually located all pretty much off-site. So they're just kind of shown pictorially so we can associate a buffer zone with it. We are showing a 50-foot and a 100-foot buffer zone to that wetland. Topography ranges from elevation 61 at the rear down to elevation 41 at the wetland over here. The majority of the site has kind of the remnants of pavement and an old building that is remaining, and the remaining of land is basically wooded, sparsely wooded. The property is located in Zone X, which is outside the 500-year flood zone. It's not located in any natural heritage or endangered species areas. So that, again, that was shown in the NOI filing. It's not located in an area of critical environmental concern. It's not within any Zone 2s to a public water supply or within an outstanding resource water or RW. It is located in the town of Lakeville's business zone. Let me just flip the page real quick here. I'm gonna go to a 4 sheet, which is kind of really everything is.
Fourth sheet?
Yeah, it's the grading and drainage plan. Should say G, I believe. or
Yep,
GD.
got it.
Okay, thank you. So this proposal is for 250 by 120 foot contractor bays and 250 by 60 foot contractor bays. The two large ones here, and the smaller, in the rear and then in the front over here. There is an associated parking lot, with 26 spaces, 2 of those being, handicap van accessible. The buildings are gonna be serviced by, town water or city water, and on-site septic systems. On-site septic system is located in the rear of the property there. Perk tests were done with the Board of Health as well to ensure that is a suitable area. Drainage is via, deep catch basins, drain manholes, and then it's either discharged to an infiltration basin, a sediment forebay to an infiltration basin, or a sediment forebay to a detention basin. These have all been designed to comply with DEP stormwater management standards, meet the 100-year storm event, which is 7 inches of rain in a 24-hour span.
Which is what we're gonna get tonight.
Let's hope not.
And probably about like a 2-hour span. This is really I always say with the commissions is probably the most, I mean, it's all important, but this is probably the most important. This has the operation and maintenance, during construction and post-construction, where we show our construction entrance pad, the riprap, has the erosion control depicted on it, all down gradient and on the abutting property. It also shows the dewatering basin, the silt sacks in the catch basins during construction, because obviously during construction, not everything's stabilized. We want to ensure that everything's protected. That's really about it as far as the design goes. This has not been in front of the planning board at this point. I believe we were on for the end of January, within a week or two. And we are at that point probably most likely going to be sending it out for review. So we understand we're just here before you just to kind of give the commission an initial presentation, and ask the commission if there's any concerns or areas that we need to work on moving forward, and then we will definitely ask for a continuance from that. I'd be happy to answer any questions that the commission has.
Mr. Chairman?
Go ahead.
It's funny because we got a comment back from DEP. I assume you saw that about being in the interim wellhead protection area, but it looks like you're abandoning the well and getting
Yes.
town water,
That's
right?
correct. That's correct.
That's just kind of funny that DEP didn't,
I know.
And the town water's been there for a number of years, right?
That's correct.
although I had to look at it with a magnifying glass because
Yeah. It was a public water supply well when the restaurant
when
was
the
there.
restaurant was there.
So that's what triggered it. It just needs to be abandoned, and then it'll be with the Board of Health, and then it'll be, a non-point. But again, they're just bringing it up because it's something that comes up on their mapping. I agree, we are showing it being tied in the water. They just want to ensure that it's, abandoned properly, so.
But it only looks like the water's going into, where does it go after it goes into that 3,000 square foot building in the front? How does it get to the other places out back?
Shows it going all the way around the buildings.
All right, I'm missing it then,
Yeah, they'll all be tied into each building in the back.
in the back. Okay,
The water line runs along the back of the building.
I see it now. All right, I told you I need a magnifying glass.
FYI, at one time, there were 2 wells on this property.
Okay.
One of them was already abandoned. And when you say you're gonna abandon it, in accordance with DEP regulations, because they're very specific as to whether or not you just leave material in place and fill it, or pull the screen out.
Yeah.
What do you propose?
So we're gonna file with the Board of Health with that. To be
Okay.
honest with you, I know it would be the well driller that would handle that. What process they wanna go through is up to them. I honestly can't answer that question.
All right.
But I would say that they're gonna have to file, a decommissioning, permit with the Board of Health anyway.
Yeah.
And that will have to be a licensed well driller that's licensed in town and with DEP. So that will all have to be taken care of at that point. But it absolutely, we know it has to be done, and that it has to be done properly, for sure.
Yeah, it'll be on the Board of Health. I just did it. So it'll be on the Board of Health's
Yeah, I know
order
someone
of
on the board.
conditions.
You just had the well put in your place, yeah.
I know someone on the board I can talk to.
Um,
Someone
we
else.
had, when we looked at this before, you had a lot of questions about the parking lot and stuff. And we also had some questions, I didn't have notes from last time, but it was a way different plan the last time we looked at this
Yeah.
property.
I talked to Niles a little bit before the meeting, and I don't wanna get into a bunch of planning board things, but it's probably gonna be different when it comes back after our meeting, and he may bring it to us different on 2 Thursdays.
But I'm thinking about the gas station, the
All repair place.
place that used to be out back. And if like a 21E or anything is
Was there
required.
a 21E done on that?
Yes, there was,
There was?
yes.
I couldn't.
What were the results of that? I don't recall
They
when
didn't
this
find
started.
any, they didn't find anything.
Didn't find anything. Okay.
Do we have a copy of that?
We asked for a copy, and they said it was their policy not to release that kind of
Oh, I
information.
remember
Then
that.
how do
Those are
we
the
know
guys-
that
What?
they even got it?
We got a letter from their lawyer signifying that they reviewed it and that there were not any hazardous materials.
Those are the guys from the Cape, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Cape and Islands, I think it was Cape and Islands.
Yeah.
out there.
It was a condition of the sale, actually, that there'd be a 21E and that they'd find nothing, so.
But if we never saw it, just a letter from the lawyer, we never saw it. I don't know. Okay.
Plus, I just heard an outburst of laughter from the far end of this room on that line.
The Conservation Commission can't require a 21E. But if there is the knowledge of a 21E investigation, we do have the right to require that as information.
Mhm.
We could deny the project based on the fact that we don't have that information, but that isn't this project either.
You think you can get that, Niles?
I'll see what I can do, I'll ask. It's not something that I've seen or been, that I've, been made aware of, but I find it hard to believe that my client or anybody would be able to transfer without it.
True.
But again, I don't wanna speak for them, I'll find out the information on that for sure.
And if you have a good 21E, you'd be bragging about it.
You're absolutely right.
Okay. So I guess we're gonna continue this, pending planning board
Planning board.
approval, board of health approval.
Go 2 meetings out, because
Oh, at least, yeah.
planning board doesn't meet until after the next Concom meeting.
Any questions?
Could you come up to the microphone and state your name and stuff for the question, just so the people that keep minutes can hear it?
Steve McCarthy, one of the abutters to this property.
Hey, Joe.
How you doing?
Good.
Sir. Just questioning, what is these buildings gonna be used for? I didn't see that.
As of right now, it's contractor based, just, it would be like individual contractors that would come in, you can lease them out to, different people for different use. We still gotta vet that with the building inspector, and ensure that can be done properly. But that's the intent at this time.
For the record, you're at 9 Tinkham Lane?
Correct.
Okay, just checking.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And with the, bays, I'll have to have like, depending on what the contractor's gonna be, I mean, kinda need to know, cause this kinda looks just like Bob Palucci's project that he was gonna do at the Lakeville Nursery properties, and they all had to have like,
Floor
oil
drains.
and gas.
They're all gonna have, so the plumbing inspector will require industrial waste holding tanks.
Okay,
You'll have to put in floor drains with
Okay.
all the proper piping. And then it'll drain into an industrial waste holding tank it has to be double sealed with a leak detection alarm. And then it needs to be, inspected. It has to be proven watertight, all that good stuff. It has proper venting. There's
Okay.
the whole plumbing code, DEP has a separate standard on that, on those industrial waste holding tanks. I do them all the time with sites like this. But yes, that's something that would be enforced by the plumbing inspector, would absolutely 100% have to be
Yeah,
done.
once vehicles go in the building, it triggers that. And my experience personally is it has to be designed so that if every one of these bays could fit a vehicle, they figure every amount of fluid in every vehicle, and that tank has to be like double that.
And you have this on your building, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
so as the planning board, you're saying the planning board's probably gonna get a review on this?
Yeah, well, probably for
So that-
something. I mean, we're not gonna do the wetlands but if you wanted to try to piggyback that
Yeah,
with something,
that's my,
we could
so you don't
probably
have to do
that.
it twice, right?
So as far, yeah, as stormwater wise, I would say 100% you should have them review, but you can't really have them review the wetland line because it's located off-site, so we couldn't even go on and locate it. We just
Yeah,
basically,
and I think really stormwater is what we want to do, and the drainage itself.
I just wanted to make sure we were clear on that, that's all.
Yeah,
it is.
we're not looking to have you do delineate the wetland line.
Understood.
And kudos to you for doing the notifications on the Middleborough side, because last time they totally ignored doing
Totally
that.
ignored Middleborough.
That's bad, yeah, that's, I mean, I listen, you can't say I haven't done it in the past, so I mean, I, as much as I'd like to sit here and say, yay me, but no, I've done it.
All right, so we're continuing to, when?
I believe it'll be February 13th.
Oh, 13th, yeah. February, you said.
February 13th.
Yeah, all right.
February
Yeah,
13th?
yeah, oh, absolutely, yes.
All right, I make a motion that we continue to Bedford Street. Is there, did you get a DEP number?
We must have, because you think you said there was a comment, I forget the
Oh,
number.
yeah,
but-
right, no, it's right in front of
SC
me.
192 910.
910, yep. So I'm gonna continue to February 13th at 7 o'clock.
Oh, okay, good.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you very much. Just have a great night.
You as well.
Me too.
24. Gotta keep getting in the habit of doing that, so we'll do this one too. But it might look
We still
totally,
have people in the room.
might look totally different. Finally getting to save the ones that come back.
So how'd you do that?
30 gallons a minute.
So are you here for
Great. You could
8
stay in
Oak
the
Street?
shower all day.
8 Oak Street? Oh,
How you doing? Good.
2 Bedford Street. Nineteen Shore Ave?
Yeah, you all set?
Yep.
Okay. Next is 19 Shore Ave. This is a notice of intent by Dean's Point Survey Consultants, and it's for a well relocation. And I'll read the notice. Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Wetlands Protection Act, Lakeville Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on January 9th, 2024, at 7 p.m. at the Lakeville Police Station, 323 Bedford Street, on a notice of intent. The applicant, Paul and Cheryl Flynn, are proposing the relocation of an existing well. The project is located at 19 Shore Ave and is also identified as Assessor's Map 9-4, Map 41. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Bob Lucy, the Dean's Point Survey and the Flynn's. Pretty basic. They want to move the well. We've located it pretty much the only place they could put it with the septic systems. It's already been approved by the Board of Health. And if you have any questions, I'll try to answer.
Did you hear my comment earlier about following DEP regulations in well abandonment? They're sticklers for it.
I did not, but
I don't think you were here then.
Yeah, that's right, you came in late, so it was probably before you came in.
So it'd be just to have it properly decommissioned
Yeah,
according
that's
to
fine.
either DEP or Board of Health regulations.
yeah.
The other thing, if you don't mind me going,
Go right
Mr.
ahead.
Chair, is I don't see a location, help me out if there is one on the plan for like a dewatering pit when they drill the well, because you're so close to the water there.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, no, there isn't one shown. I do have the note about having a truck available. My understanding that with a 4-inch well,
you're not,
there's not a whole heck of a lot of water that comes out of that hole, at least not in a volume, you know, that it wouldn't just be infiltrated within the barriers.
mhm.
Why the need for a new well in the first place?
It's an old 2-inch well, probably hand banged in
Hand banged in,
50 feet, you know.
goes 27 feet down, something like that?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
That deep?
The water's about 2 feet down.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, and it's coffee colored.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes,
Unless Josh can look on his handy dandy phone. This doesn't appear to have a DEP number yet. And
It
I'd
just
be-
came today, actually. I have it.
Did it come with any comments?
Email. I don't believe so. I just got it like an hour ago.
Lori told me it came in and she didn't say there were any comments, but
All right, my other thing is that it appears to be like in the flood zone, because if you see where 54 is with our new, since we had all the flooding in 2010, 57 is the new,
Is it that high?
yeah. Went from 55 to 57, and this is like at 56.
Yeah, the whole site's within the flood zone.
Didn't they make a well cap that's sealed? I
They
think
make
that
it
was part of
really
the-
tall now too, the
You
new
could
regulation.
Leave the casing up, I guess, but I thought
Yeah.
they made a gasketed
It's sealed, yeah.
cover
it's
so
gotta
that,
be sealed. yeah.
I think that was the concern, was back in the Great Flood. Everything got
Right.
contaminated from all the septics being flooded.
Yep.
And so everything had whatever in it
Yeah.
and going down wells.
I actually canoed through here during that, 2010. Yeah, it's a sealed, they seal the top and they're pitless, so the pipe actually goes out below the ground.
Yeah.
And the pipe sticks up with a sealed cap on it.
It's the way to do it.
Yeah, it's amazing how tall it is.
Now that you have your own, right?
Yeah, it's right there, like by the back door, trying to figure how to disguise it.
You get a step ladder. Put it on.
I think we're gonna put a light.
Painted like a candy cane.
Yeah, there
Did you
you
get a
go.
notification from DEP about a file number?
Yes.
Yeah, their website isn't updated then, but,
Yeah, well,
If you have it.
I just got it tonight, actually.
okay, yeah.
I filed kinda late, so.
Okay, so here's a question, Mr. Chairman, is like, are we gonna ask him to put a dewatering pit on here or do the deal about the truck on site?
You said you had a note for the truck, didn't you?
Got a note. I
I
thought I
do,
saw
yeah.
it in the notes that, about, there being, dewatering.
Under construction, that was the last one.
Last one.
It's been another site.
All right, wait a minute.
If required, prevent any water from leaving work area. Pump truck must be utilized. Phone number of the truck and company must be provided to the conservation agent.
Is there an access, oh, you got a drill rig that's gonna come in. Access, is it difficult at that location?
Yeah, they said they'd be able to access it, but actually between the shed and the house on that.
I was just thinking if we have
West
two
side.
trucks now, if that's gonna be doable.
Well, I mean, they could park them
And run a line over.
concurrent.
Yeah.
So you're good with either? method?
Yeah, they should be able to do that.
Okay.
I'd still like to see that copied on the order conditions.
Okay.
Make that.
Well, it is an notice of
Yeah.
intent, so you could make that a condition.
Right,
Go for it.
okay, so I make a motion to close the hearing and issue a order of conditions with all our standard conditions, plus an additional condition, if required, to prevent any water from leaving the work area, pump truck must be utilized, and the phone number of the trucking company must be provided to the conservation agent.
Second.
We have a motion that's been seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Stay dry.
You as well.
Yeah. We will.
What was it like when you came in?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it never hurts to just call it out.
What's that?
I said it never hurts to say it again, just in case.
Yep.
Sometimes it gets lost in all the.
Good night.
Good night.
There you go.
We have stuff to sign.
Yes, we do.
Did you review the minutes, Joe?
I have reviewed the minutes and I would like to make a dual motion to accept the minutes of October 10th, 2023 and October 24th, 2023 as presented to us.
I don't have the
Don't we have to do them individually?
24th.
I don't think so. I can do them individually if you want to.
I just,
Does somebody have a copy of the 24th?
I don't,
I just-
I didn't even have them with me.
Do I?
You should. These were a while back.
I just wanted to make sure I was there,
Oh,
so we could vote on it. I can see that I was at the 10th one.
oh. I should have had mine with me,
No, no. I don't see
just
this.
to check for that.
Maybe there's one in here.
thank you.
Doesn't seem to be one.
Well, it is, as explained by council, a ministerial thing, so
Okay.
I can vote on it if.
Okay, oh,
Full motion.
okay.
I will vote on it because they need to be approved.
On both of them at the same time.
Go for it. Do you have a motion? Did you make your
Or
motion?
already made the motion.
I'll second your motion.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There's three. Okay. Just two, Bob?
Just two. There were three, but we continued Bedford Street. Oh, Oak Street.
Here you go, Mark.
Does that conclude our business other than
Our
signatures?
official business, yes.
John's not here.
Yeah, he gave notice.
No, I mean, he always does a motion to adjourn.
Oh, right.
So I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.